There are a lot of weight vests available. Which one is best? So as you can obviously see, we have reviewed a lot of weight vests. We're going to compare them all today, and we have 17 different weight vests from 9 different brands. We have Eric Flag, Pull Up and Dip, Gornation and Gravity Fitness. We have ThenX, we have RaMaSS, we have Calisthenics Fitness, Force Fitness and Hyperwear. So we have 3 different categories of weight vests. First of all is your usual weight vest, which have pockets for weights. And then you have the plate-loaded weight vest, like the ones from Calisthenics, plus the Force Fitness one. This is a plate carrier. Of course, you have different weight vests on the market, which for instance use sandbags as weight, but we think that metal-loaded weight vests are better. And when it comes to plate carriers, with this one, you have quite a big plate on your chest, and because of that, when you're doing your pull-ups, for instance, your movement is definitely limited, and also it's more difficult to change the increments and you have less possibilities. It becomes more difficult to overload your training. Of course, you can also use it for running because you can make it really tight and it doesn't bounce as much, but then it really limits your breathing as well. And in general, for calisthenics, we don't really recommend these kind of weight vests. So when it comes to plate-loaded weight vests, we think you should only consider those if you want to go higher up in weight than your usual weight vest. And in this case, that would be above 30 kilos. And by then they are very expensive. And we think that these are relatively nice when you want to do very heavy push-ups or handstand push-ups. But in general, all exercises are either or uncomfortable or very difficult to load or even unsafe. So we aren't a fan of plate-loaded weight vests. So basically for calisthenics, we think that your regular weight vest with the pockets for the metal weights is the best. So that leaves us with these. And the next question is, how much weight do you need? So of course you're getting a weight vest because you want to overload your training progressively. And when you, for instance, go for a weight vest with only 10 kilos, we think that you'll pretty quickly reach your limit and stop your potential for growth. So we think you should always go for a weight vest that can at least have something like 20 kilos in it. And this is for 2 reasons. First being that weight vests are quite expensive and you don't want to have to get another. And second being, if you go for a heavier weight vest, you can always make it lighter by taking out the weights. So when it comes to the lighter vest, one vest that stands out and we really want to mention because it really surprised us is the HyperVest Pro. And this one, it is very easy to put on with the zipper, and it's so comfortable that you almost don't even notice that you're wearing it while you're doing your exercise, and it is super compact. But at its max capacity, it's also only 15 kilos. So just like the other lighter vest, for this comparison, it's eliminated. So now we are left with these 6, and one that stands out is the Gravity Fitness weight vest that is 30 kilos. So this one is nice for doing your lunges or your squats, but with most exercises, a 30 kilo weight vest becomes quite uncomfortable. And if you want to go higher up in weight, we would recommend you to get a dip belt instead. And when it comes to the 20 kilo weight vest, we think that those already offer you enough potential for growth in your calisthenics journey. So now we're left with these 5 contenders, which weigh pretty much the same. So now let's put them on and compare them with some exercises. So first up is the Gornation vest. It feels like you have a decent amount of range of motion when you're doing exercises. So first up, let's try a dip. Nice, feels good. Feels nice. Pull up as well. Push up. Last up. Squats. So basically this is what a usual weight vest feels like. You do have a bit of pressure on the shoulders and on the chest, but you do have enough range of motion and freedom of movement. So let's try it, the next one. So next up is the ThenX weight vest, and 2 things stand out immediately. It has a very nice buckle over here, and also what is more important is that it has thicker shoulder padding, so it feels quite comfortable. I'm also curious whether it will limit your range of motion. It does feel nice, so let's try it out. Nice, actually, feels very nice on the shoulders. So this weight vest is very nice. It is a bit more bulky than the one from Gornation. Because of this, for instance, when I did my push-up, I did hit the floor, so it is a bit of a trade-off. So the Eric Flag vest, the shoulder padding feels somewhere in between the Gornation and the ThenX one, and it feels comfortable, and the range of motion, it feels good. It looks pretty cool as well, so let's try it out. Nice, as usual. So when I'm doing my pull-ups, I do feel that this is more pushing outwards, so it touches the shoulders a bit more, but it is a small difference compared to the other 2 vests, and actually it has kind of become clear that these vests are very similar, so the differences that are there are very small. So one thing that I noticed when I was doing my push-ups is that this is just slightly sagging a bit more, and I think that's because there's more space in between over here. But again, just like the other vest, this is still a very nice vest. So this strap is definitely longer than needed. Looking at the RaMaSS Fitness vest, it seems also that the shoulder padding is wider than needed, but when it comes to the movement, feels quite nice. So let's try out the exercises. Feels good when it comes to the dips. This also feels nice already. This one seems to sag less than the Eric Flag one. Feels nice. I do find this one too long, but for the rest it's a nice vest. So next up is the Gravity Fitness one. This one feels nice on the body, and you definitely have enough space for your movements. That feels good. Good stuff. Also doesn't sag too much with the push-ups. Again, very similar to all the other vests. It's comfortable, not much to say, honestly. So yeah, all of these 5 weight vests, they are very similar. And of course they have minor differences, like for instance, some have Velcro, some have a buckle, some have more padding than others, and also some have 16 increments and others have 20. But in our opinion, all of these differences are so minor that there is not a clear winner here. So where does that leave us? Well, honestly, just ask yourself which brand is your favorite or which one you think looks the best, and just get those. But otherwise, you have to consider the cost. And when it comes to weight vest, the shipping is also very important because these are very expensive to ship. So just take that into consideration. And also, if you want to get a different product from one of these brands, consider saving on the shipping by combining those purchases. And besides that, when it comes to just the pricing, the 3 cheapest options here are RaMaSS at 117 euros, and the Gravity Fitness one and the Eric Flag one cost 125 euros. So click the links in the description or here, and with most of these you can actually use the CWW10 discount code for 10% off. And if you want us to compare any other products, let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day!